I mean, what's better than knitting coffee? Oh, welcome to my quarterly yarn stash count video spring edition. So I started this and made one before the winter, the first one, and I haven't been sure how to do this, so I'm trying this out with the quarterly videos instead of doing every month, and doing, because I feel like maybe some people don't really want to do numbers and counts and see, like, think about their stash in amounts that kind of way, which I feel like I needed to, because I got overwhelmed with what I have. Still very grateful, very grateful that I can accumulate things that are purely joyful. That's I'm not complaining. I just felt I got very overwhelmed, and so I wanted to try and, be more mindful and not haste into getting more stuff in than I could ever get out, because that's not the type of life I want to live or the type of person that I want to be. So I wanted to try and just be more mindful about what I actually get. And I also want to use my yarn. That's why I bought them in the first place, and I feel like I never get to them. Because there's always something new and shiny. I feel like there's a bunch of you that can relate. So this is just my journey and my way of just keeping track, and mainly for myself, but also for you watching that think this is fun. I like watching these types of videos of others, and it feels like 2023 is the year of destashing, sort of. Maybe due to pandemic and accumulating stuff because we've been home. Could also due to inflation, less money, everything's just cost so much more. I used to have a roommate, and now I live by myself, so that's definitely, my rent is higher and everything due to the inflation. The prices are going up. They want to, yeah, and this is happening all over the world due to the war in Ukraine that's been for a year now, and all that stuff. But even if that wasn't happening, I wouldn't want to just I talked about this in my first video, why I'm trying to do this. My goal is not to have zero stash. I'm not trying to knit all my yarn this year. I'm not on a buy ban. Definitely want to try and buy less, not buy stuff that I don't think I will use. I know I said I wanted to just buy things that I'm gonna start knitting with right away. Spoiler, that hasn't happened. Yeah, I'm gonna get into it. First, coffee. You can hear my partner coughing in the background. She's really sick with a cold or the flu. I thankfully didn't get as sick. I'm truly grateful for that because I've been able to knit and stuff. She's just been sleeping a lot. I can't remember the last time I was that sick. But it's also frustrating to be a little sick. Because I usually get like really stuffed nose and stuff, but ever since the pandemic, I've had really chill colds, which is nice, absolutely nice. But it's also, I feel so bad having to stay home from work or staying home and not being able to help people, or because I'm sick when I'm not. Why don't I get as sick as my partner? It feels kind of weird. Yeah, just things I think about sometimes. So in the last video I showed you my Make 9 in my Bujo. It looks like this. And I also wrote down every whip that I had on any of my needles. And the only thing I finished since is my Pilea mitts and the Valkyria cardigan. So I have a bunch of stuff. I got sucked into a testing hole again. It's like a rabbit hole for me. It's so much fun testing patterns, especially when the patterns are so good. And it's, you know, it's the community. You get to talk to people and help the designer, and it's just nice. You feel helpful at the same time you're doing something fun. And on my wish list Make 9, the only thing I've done is the storm hood, and I did it twice. In Nutiden and in scraps of Gotland pre-yarn that I had left from my Valkyria. I still have some scraps, not much, maybe 30 grams or something. I also had written down that I wanted to try Intarsia, which I've done with this warp vest that I knit in March. It's a test knit for Sara Ottosson, and it was fun. It was nice. I also wrote down I want to meet knitters. I've met a few, and that I want to knit from stash patterns and yarn. I feel like a lot of people in your, I don't usually show my hauls or acquisitions, that's what you call it. I don't usually show them in my videos. I'm gonna show them today in these quarterly stash count videos, but I don't usually show them, and I feel like people don't think about their patterns as something they bought or acquired, because that's also an acquisition, right? Most of us buy patterns from designers, and I feel like it's so easy to just buy and buy and buy patterns, and you have a bunch but you don't make them. So I'm trying to think of them the same as my yarn, so I don't just buy a bunch of patterns that I never get the time to make. Yeah, so those were my plans from the last video, and I'm gonna go through how much yarn I've used since December basically, and I'm not gonna show every item, but I'm gonna go through the statistics, and I hope you think that's as fun as me. I'm already confused, and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna tell how much yarn that I knit, or like what's in and out every month and where I'm at now. I have this notebook that I showed you with my yarn stash, and at the back of this I'm actually writing down everything I'm knitting with and how much it weighs, just to keep track of what I knit, maybe what I bought or gifted, and how much everything weighs, so I don't have to go into Ravelry to just count everything. I just put the name and number so I can easily just count it. But during the weekend I did this type of diagram or whatever, not sure what to call it, but so I'm doing this for every season, and I realized March is spring, at least for me. So I'm counting winter as December, January, February, and then spring, March, April, and May. And now it's April, so I've done 1 month for this video. But I'm gonna talk about how much I used in winter and what my plans for spring are. So if we start with December, I did pretty well. I didn't get any yarn in December, except I did. I just realized. Oh crap. I had a yarn advent. So I did get yarn in December. I just blanked. You've even seen it on my Vlogmas. So how much is that? Like 50, 50, 50, 100, 250 grams. I totally forgot about the advent. Oh wow. Great start. Okay, so I was gifted 250 grams in December. So my numbers will not add up exactly here. So have those 250 grams in mind, if you will. So for December I knit 1, 2, 5 things, and I knit 811 grams of yarn, and I gifted 100 grams of yarn from stash to a friend for her birthday. It was nice yarn. So I ended up on minus 911, but then I got 250 that I didn't write down. And then for January, I bought yarn. Let's see. So for January, I knit 722 grams of yarn. I bought 2024 grams of yarn. I sold and gifted 650 grams of yarn. I accumulated to 24 grams, and I got rid of 1372 grams of yarn. So on a plus. And I'm thinking, should I show the yarns that I got? In January, I knit 4 pieces. I knit a slipover, the weekend slipover, with a yarn that I bought in January as well from my friend. So I can't show that yarn, but it was Nutiden Mörker from 2021. And I knit the Valkyria cardigan in January, or I finished it in January. I count the things that I finish, because that's when I count the yarn as used. So the Valkyria, that was 292 grams. Then I knit my first storm hood, 80 grams, and I knit a test knit a balaclava for 93 grams of yarn. So I knit 722 grams of yarn, and I gifted and sold 650 grams of yarn, because in January here in Sweden on Instagram a few podcasters make this thing. It's like a week where we use the hashtag Slakta Stashen, which is basically slaughter your stash. So it's a destash buy and sell thing on Instagram, where you use the hashtag and you can sell from your stash and you can buy from people's stash, and it's usually pretty good prices. And I like to buy from people's destashes because first of all it's secondhand, but also because I like buying stuff that I probably couldn't get otherwise because it's local, or something vintage even. So I got a few yarns from the D-Stash, 2024 grams. And I'm gonna show you what I got. And I also got, I also got a Nutiden yarn in January that I ordered in December. It was the December special. I got the Mörker for 2022, and it's this beautiful plum dark purple color, and I think you all know by now that I love purple. I got 500 grams bag of this. I have no idea what I want to knit with it. I just saw a video of, I follow Madison, she lives in New York, and she got this as well, and she test knit sweater for Albina McLaughlin in this. That's so beautiful, and I'm kind of want to do the same, but I'm not sure. But I just thought this was so pretty. I can't really say no to a purple Nutiden. I can't really say no to a dark Nutiden. It was so pretty. And I was intending to just buy this yarn for January, but then the D-Stash thing came up, and I just couldn't hold it. So from the D-Stash I got this Imagine Wool strong merino. So this is organic merino wool, 100%. It's 50 grams, 75 meters. So I got 4.5 almost balls of this in a beige color. I've used this yarn before. It's very soft. It's a Swedish company. I've used it for my Gudrun haul, and I just thought this was so cheap as well, so I just couldn't not get it. And from the same seller I also got this yarn in a beautiful what's it called, Syren purple, and this is Eco Fine Merino and biologically breakable nylon. it's in Swedish. I'm trying to translate. No muslin or superwash. So this is non-superwash, and it's from Stäkets Hantverk och Design, and this is hand dyed, and it was just so pretty. It's a sock yarn, 400 meters, and I just couldn't give it up, so I got these two from the same person. And this is really my type of purple as well. And it's really soft, and it's non-superwash, which I really like. I got a sock yarn from my friend Jenny. She sold a bit of yarn as well. So 200 grams of this thick campus, 3 strands. It's a twist of 2 colors, and I'm gonna make thick socks out of them. And these are, I think these are 100% wool, non-superwash as well. So I got those. I got a bag of different hand-dyed sock yarns. I can't remember. Some is Malabrigo and some was another Swedish hand dyer. And this was from someone here in Gothenburg, so I just picked them up at the station. Pretty pinks and sand colors. I got a lot of this, not purple, of course. Purple. I can't bother to get them out of the bag. Sorry. Really pretty. So I think I'm gonna make socks with these. Like a fun color work, spring sock or a summer sock. 2 mini skeins. Lovely. I don't buy this type of thing usually, so it was fun to get something like this. Because you see like a lot of people I follow on here get these kind of hand-dyed like they boxes or mini skeins and do a lot of pretty things with them, and I just don't buy them. But it was nice to get these. Fun. And I'm gonna use it up, or I'm gonna sell it next time. Then from the last person that I ordered is someone I talk to on Instagram now and then. She lives in Dalarna, and I bought the small circle needles from Xiaogu 2.5. I've never tried them, and everyone talks about Xiaogu, so I wanted to try them, so I bought one of those from her. And I also got this pretty pink tweed from Tant Kofta, which is a yarn that I've been wanting to try for quite some time. She actually is outside of Gothenburg, where I live, where she dyes and makes her yarn, so I want to go there sometime. So this is yarn that I could get, but this was so pretty, and I got this because I was already getting a few other yarns. But this is I think this is the trekking tweed, like a sock yarn, 400 meters. Yeah, really pretty tweed, pretty pink. Not sure if I'm gonna do like a scarf or something color work. Then I got lace weight single ply black yarn from Fårö. So this is a vintage yarn, and why not? It's black. There's a scarf pattern that I want to make that's knit with 1 strand of a lace weight that's based on a vintage pattern as well. So I'm thinking this for that. So this is a weaving yarn, but doesn't matter. 100% wool, 600 meters. And then for the special yarn that I got from her, and this is from Visible Wool, hand-dyed in Dalarna. The color Morticia. How pretty is this? She wasn't sure she wanted to sell these, but then said she wanted to, and I wanted them. And this is a kind of yarn that I never buy either, but they're so pretty, and she had 2, and I feel like I can do something nice with these. So these are 400 meters on 100 grams polewort sock, 85% wool, 15% nylon. It doesn't say if it's superwash. I'm guessing not, doesn't feel, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, very pretty. So we'll see what I'll be doing with these, if I'm gonna do something color work with a dark base, or if I want to knit some not just pretty things that I'm really gonna use. It feels very springy. And I sold 400 grams of blue Plötulopi that I had because I test knit a sweater in 2020 and I just got too much yarn. It was my first test knit and I hadn't knit much, so I wasn't sure how it was working, if the amount of yarn they put would be enough, or yeah, I just wanted to be sure, so I got way too much. Okay, so February. In February, we'll see, I finished 6 things. Everything was small knits. I made 2 pairs of gift socks for my friend that turned 30. I test knitted a pair of mittens, the Dahlia mittens. I knit myself a red hat with yarn that I actually bought. And I knit the hat the same week that I bought the yarn, thankfully. So that was good. I test knit another pair of mitts for my friend in Nutiden scraps, and I knit a storm hood. And in February I gifted 150 grams to a friend, and I knit 402 grams total, and I bought 600 grams. But now I realized I also got a sock yarn from a friend who used to dye yarn, and I got a skein from her in February. So I got 700 grams, which I didn't write down either. So I need to recalculate, and I'm gonna put it on the screen later. So the yarn I was gifted was this one. Looks like a fried egg. Very Easter spring. It's fun. This is dyed on Regia from Sachenmeyer. They're sock yarns, and I really like their sock yarns. And I have other yarns that my friend dyed on the same base. And my partner thinks this is nice. So maybe I'll do a pair for her. Her birthday is in May. And the other yarn that I got in February was 600 grams of Nutiden Träda. I could not resist this Nature Black. It's so fucking pretty. And it's so soft. The blend is amazing. And I'm making the Building Blocks Drop sweater by Amy Shear. And if I had not been sucked into test knitting, I would have started this already. And now, because until this weekend, I really wasn't feeling knitting anything in spring yarn. I was still into knitting sweaters, but now I'm starting to feel like I want to knit lighter things. So maybe this will wait. But this has a purpose. And I ordered 600 grams because that's what the parent said that I need for my size. I have no idea where we're at the numbers, but I'm gonna put it on the screen. So that's the winter quarter. But I'm gonna show you March as well now that we're here. Because I have numbers in front of me. So in March, I knit the work vest, I knit a pair of gifted socks, I knit my colleague's sweater. I finished her sweater, but I'm not counting that yarn into my stash because it was yarn that she bought for a sweater. It wasn't my stash yarn. But it took 484 grams. So I knitted one since January, but I'm not counting it into my numbers, so you know. I made a pair of gray socks, 60 grams. I made some Easter crocheted decorations, about 35 grams, without the stuffing or the filling. I knit a secret test knit in Newton that took 226 grams. I knit headband for my brother, and so I knit 633 grams of yarn in March. But then I also gifted yarn. I gifted 1,400 grams of yarn. It was like 400 grams of wool and a kilo of acrylic yarns that I've been saving for, I don't know. I just never make anything out of it, so I thought it was time to gift it. I gifted it to my closest secondhand store, just not have it lying around taking up space. It was driving me insane. And I figured if I want to make something, I have a lot of friends having babies soon. But if I want to make, I just buy something, because I don't think the colors that I had will suit them anyway, or that I have enough of one of them to make something nice. So I decided to gift those 1,400 grams of yarn. So that feels good, actually. Yeah. And then I bought yarn as well. I bought 1,200 grams of yarn in March. Basically, from when because I knit this, and I was like, it was so nice to knit in Holst, and I love it, and I want to make something color work in Holst, and I'm kind of like want one of every color, which is stupid. Not every color, but for color work to just see mix and match, and I really like to, it's like a candy bag. So I bought a few colors, and then I also bought a few of some of the colors to make certain things, because I just, yeah, I couldn't resist, I guess. I usually just sit and window shop on my phone, but this time I actually shopped. So I got a few Holst, and the ones I got a few of were this Verbena, which I started knitting on this weekend. The coloring book Tea by Amy Shear. It's gonna look lovely. I'm drawn to this kind of color in spring. You're gonna see a few more like this, yellows and neutrals. And I also got 3 of this truffle color. They only had 3. I wanted 4, but yeah, I got this, and this was, yeah, a really lovely color. But then I also got a few other colors. I was looking for a good yellow, and I was, because I ordered twice, and I was disappointed in the first 2 type of yellows, and then I got another one, and I'm very happy about it. So these are the other colors that I got. I think I got 800 grams host in total. So this is the yellow I like, pineapple. And this was the one I was most disappointed in, maize. I also got this leather. This is really pretty, sweet pea. Finland. Willow, also very spring color to me. Then I got crocus, which is a spring flower that we have here. And scarab, which is like a golden brown, really pretty. I was thinking of getting this for a sweater, but I only got one because I changed my mind and got this instead, the verbena. So I got those in March, and then I got 400 grams of Nutiden. Let's see. I got one of this morot, which was so interesting, and I kind of regret not getting more because this is like, look at this. This is the color for me in spring. This is so pretty. Caroline showed one of her staff's knit that she made in this one, and it was so pretty, and I just wanted one because it looks so interesting. And yeah, I got one of the morot, one light gray skir, and I got 2 of solvända. I could make a sweater with 1 strand of these with maybe a cropped or with the color work, but I got these mainly for my 10-stitch blanket. So I might do like accessories or use it in color work and then take the leftovers for my 10-stitch blanket that I'm knitting on. That's a long-term web because they didn't do any Lucky Charm bags this time, and I asked Caroline and they might not be doing them for a while, so that's why I bought a few yarns, because I wasn't planning on buying, because I have a lot of Nutiden, and I mean it feels worth it to buy it because it's local to me and it's completely Swedish produced, and it's Swedish wool, so it's really good. As a Swede, it feels good to buy from them and support them. And it's really pretty colors, but I have so much that I really want to use as well. But I couldn't not get these colors for my blanket. It's gonna look so fucking good. I'm very happy. It's like Christmas every time I get a Nutiden package. So the total count that I got here was that I'm on a minus 1044 grams, but then I didn't count the first 250 grams from my Christmas advent, and then the 1 skein of 100 gram sock yarn from my friend. So 1000 minus, what's that, minus 700 grams ish. So I got a bunch of yarn. But I also got rid of a bunch of yarn, so I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I mean, if I didn't do this, if I wouldn't have started to count and add up all the yarns that I had this Christmas, I feel like I could have bought much more yarn. I feel like I've been a lot more mindful and really thinking about why and what I want to do with everything, and feeling grateful, and and really happy about the yarn that I actually did buy, and that's a win for me. Definitely want to knit all the stuff. And I wanted to share some plans as well for this video. And if I missed something, please let me know. If there's something more you want to know in this quarterly wrap-up video, because I wasn't sure how to do them, or like I'm just trying it out, I guess. But I wanted to show you a few plans for this coming season, spring season. So next video about this will be in June, beginning or end of June. On my Make 9 wish list I had the Vårsocks by Lärke Fiber Tales, and the yarn I want to use for that is the Woolen Twine Fiber Studios. This is the colorway Shell. This was a limited edition that I won in a giveaway. I won the pattern as well, and I'm really looking forward to knit them. Me and my friend Jenny will do a cast on party next weekend, so that's nice. I'm gonna do the shorty ones, I think. I still got the Gro socks on my needles, and I just got like this left off the foot. I should probably finish those as well. God damn. Another plan for spring is to finish my coloring book tee. I can't wait to wear it. Feels so nice. This fabric. And then I have this new like pattern pamphlet from Järbo. It's a Swedish yarn company that releases designs, and they have this beautiful cardigan called Rosa with a floral yoke, and this is steeked. And I have this white yarn. It's like an off-white Nostalgia Järbo tvåtrådig. So I want to use the same base, but for the florals I want to use leftovers from my Alpenglow. This is Campus tvåtrådig takpanna and Ullcentrum tvåtrådig fin ullbrun for the leaves. So my color palette will be this. And I think it's gonna be nice. It's gonna work for autumn as well, or better for autumn. It feels like a good combo for me. I'm a bit worried about the colors bleeding, but I haven't had that trouble yet. I'm gonna risk it. Yeah, it's gonna be so good. This smells so much. It smells so much cheap. So for Ullcentrum, it's gonna be my first time using the ring. Another plan that I'm thinking I want to try is from last year's Järbo. This pretty by Ronja Hakkeletto with the crochet lace. This is I don't have the yarn they use for this, but I have 6 of these that I got last summer from a store. They were selling out, and this is a beige, and this is a tiny bit thicker, I think. So those are my plans. We'll see if they will be done. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I always like it when you write me. It's fun to chat. So I'll see you in May. Bye.